Welcome to the chaos. We are officially in boat work mode because all the tools are out, and this place is usually where I can do my morning yoga, and as you can tell, it's not really possible right now. So, are you ready for the first big project?
It's about time. We're actually pretty excited to finally be getting this one done. When we were in Florida the first time, when we were first fixing up our boat and getting ready to sail in the Caribbean, we salvaged all of that stainless off of other boats that were there from hurricane damage or that they were getting scrapped. So our stern pulpit we actually got off of a much larger boat, and we cut 2 feet out of the middle, and we used a MIG welder to put it together. And then the bow pulpit was the same thing. We had to modify it quite a bit, but that's the first big one, is getting all of that taken care of. Our solar panels were kind of falling off on the sail up here.
Yep, as you guys noticed.
that was pretty sketchy. We were hoping we were going to lose them into the ocean. I think what happened was that the little set screws and all the connections, the stainless was actually getting a little bit smaller because it was contracting because it was cold. And that little thousandth of an inch or something made them all loose, and things were just popping out like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Sailing in the Northern Ocean is going to beat up our boat a little more. It's definitely a rougher sail, so we want to make sure that the boat is prepared for that water.
Ever since last summer when we were in Florida, we've been reaching out to a couple of fabrication shops and welders up here, trying to find someone who could do the work at a reasonable price and do a really good job. And I think we finally found a good welder up here. So today we're gonna go out and take off all of our old stainless. The solar arch bimini thing, the stern pulpit, and the bow pulpit are all coming off, and good riddance.
Out with the old.
It's hard to imagine that this thing's actually been supporting our solar panels for the last 4 years. I'm glad we're upgrading.
While the welders are finishing up our stainless, we're gonna take a little break from boat work and we're gonna go check out a maritime museum that's in the area. Oh, that's so cool. This is real Titanic stuff.
So, you know, I've never seen the movie Titanic.
Really?
I've never seen it.
What's your favorite part of that movie, Kika?
Jack! I'm flying, Jack.
On that bow?
On that bow right there.
Bow right there.
Yep. Ship. Titanic. There's the iceberg. And we want to go see icebergs. Big ones like that. Only we have radar, and hopefully we're not going to hit any of them.
We're not going to hit any of them because back when the Titanic was there, they didn't have the technologies that we had today.
This is the part that I'm pretty excited for. They have one of the foiling cats from the America's Cup here. It's so big.
Oh look, if you want to work out.
Do you have what it takes to be a crewman?
Oh, you can test it?
So the America's Cup boats they have electronics, I think, and hydraulics on them, but they're powered by the crew grinding generators to create that power. So this is one of the generators that they train on, and it says they need to maintain and reach 600 to 700 watts of power for the duration. We're hoping to get that on regen from our boat just sailing. What if I can create 700 watts?
You should try it.
I'm totally going to. 30 is the max. All right, ready?
Ready. Ooh, 700. Keep going.
All right, it's your turn.
All right, my turn. Like this?
Yeah.
Like, ready?
Yeah. 300 watts, 280 watts. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Get back up.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's how much power it takes to like run our boat.
That's crazy. Imagine if we had to do this to keep powering our boat. It would be fit as
High five.
Those guys are generating power so that the helmsman and the tactician can just use buttons to control the sail shape and the raising and lowering of the foils.
It's tiring,
So that
isn't
It's
it?
tiring. Everything's electronic and hydraulic. But all that power is generated still by wind and human power.
And we're doing it in the comfort of a museum. Imagine they have to do it in this conditions.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
It's a wild world, we're all trying to find our place in it. It's a wild world, no one seems to understand it.
It said it sunk on the rough waters off of Cape Hatteras, I think,
Oh.
which is crazy. We just sailed through those rough waters.
Love is all we've got to give away.
Does that even count as a boat, or is that
That's a-
Birdman's? That's Birdman's boat?
That's Birdman's boat. Yeah. That's a floating tub. This is April Fool, designed by Ed Mears in 1966. Would you cross the Atlantic Ocean with this boat?
Would you cross the Atlantic Ocean in that boat?
Or this 6-foot sailboat?
That's basically
A
drifting.
world record for the smallest yacht to cross the Atlantic Ocean.
Did you find?
Moana's twin sister's boat. All right, this is one of those timed challenge. Let's see
It's
how
like-
fast can
It's
do
like the
it.
Oracle Challenge, but it's like more up our alley. So this one's tying a bowline.
Go,
Okay,
go, go.
I can tie a bowline. Bowline tied. Okay, what's this one? Tie a figure eight. Tie a figure eight. Okay, that one's tied. 2-speed winch. All right, we can grind this way, and we can grind this way. 2-speed winch. Ooh, this is a cleat. All right, let me see if I can do a cleat. Like that. This is a jam cleat. Ooh, jam cleat. Done.
Done. High five.
All right, it's your turn.
No.
Let's reset the course.
I don't know how to do a figure eight.
Let's reset the course.
Oh, I know how to do it. Okay. All right.
Kiga, 5, 4. Wait, no, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go! All right, tie a bowline.
Tie a bowline.
Tie a bowline. Go, go, go. Bowline.
Bowline.
Set.
Done.
Okay.
Figure eight.
Figure eight.
Do I know how to do a figure
Just
eight?
go around one extra time.
Figure eight.
Figure eight.
Check.
All right. Grind that wind. 2 speed. Okay. Clean it off. Clean it off.
Oh, too
Oh, no,
small.
it's too short.
It's too short.
Okay.
And then what
Jam
is
cleat.
this?
It's just a jam cleat. You just pull and then let go. Nice.
I lost my sunglasses again. Every
See,
time I
even
sail.
when we're not on the boat, you lose your sunglasses. What story are you going to share with your tie to the water?
Just put I am Moana. Morning, guys. Notice anything different? Uma's looking kind of naked this morning. And we're getting ready to install our new solar arch. The guys from the shop have been working on it for the last week or so, and they should be bringing it out this morning. So we're gonna do a test fit when they get here. We're pretty excited because that last Bimini that we had on there holding our solar panels has surprised us that it lasted this long. I took them off already. Okay, cool. Yeah. The inch and quarter. And it's just gonna be like one big tray. The only reason we're able to do all this in such a short amount of time is because we've been planning this for the last year.
That's good.
Otherwise it takes forever. We learned that in Florida. If you show up to a place and like, hey, is there anybody around here that does welding work? They're like, yeah, you wanna wait 6 months? We're kinda busy.
You caught us right before it's starting to get real busy.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the reasons we left the Bahamas like a month before, or 2 months before everyone else too. Because if we were going to be up here getting stuff done, yeah, it's been nice you guys to be able to jump on this so quickly.
We're glad we could.
Okay, well, we'll see you guys a little later. All right. Well, they just dropped off our new solar arch, and it looks nice. So we've got to remove our backstay so we can put it on, and then we'll give it a test fit, and hopefully everything lines up and fits well. We got the main halyard running back to kind of take some tension off of the backstay and hold it in place while we loosen and move it all around.
And now for this guy. Well, stern pulpit is up. it's going to be much stronger than what was there before. Now all we have to do is make some fiberglass pedestals and bolt this thing down and put the solar panels on it.
All right, this is turning out pretty well. We won't bore you with showing you all the rest, but if you want to see how we did these, I'm sure Kiko will leave a little link in the video description back to when we did the stanchion bases, because they're done the same way. We're just kind of leveling out the deck so that these bases have a nice solid flat surface to seal to and to be bolted to. And I'm gonna go finish the rest of them. Well, these pedestals glassed in pretty nicely. There's a bunch of epoxy underneath, it's all gobbing out, and today I'm gonna grind them down and shape them, fair them, and prime them so that we can install our solar arch. But there's a little bit of a problem. These ones I can do from the dock. This one I can do from the dock. That one I'd be doing upside down off the side of the boat, which is gonna be not the best position to be grinding. So instead, I'm gonna go get a floating dock with the dinghy. Oh, see, now I have a floating platform that I can grind from. Oh, that's gonna be fantastic.
Alright guys, today is installation day. We are done with all the prep work on deck and now we're about to install the stainless. Hopefully this will be the very last time.
Those little metal patches go in.
The pulpit is up, the arch is up, and everything is so much stronger, like I can't even move it. We have Dyneema lines running in between the two, and now for the final touch, we're going to put up the solar panels. Can't see anything.
And it doesn't even look broken. Jesus Christ. We just put these up yesterday and we haven't screwed them into the frame yet, and it started to blow, but we didn't really think too much about it. But we had an updraft and it took this one completely off and it blew it onto the boat behind us, and it doesn't look like it broke at all. These things are tough as hell. We'll have to plug it in tomorrow and make sure it still has voltage, but like, damn, that's a tough panel. Since last night our solar panel blew off, today we're going to actually install them the way that we were supposed to do yesterday. We just didn't expect 40 knot gusts to come in and hit the side of the boat and make some crazy updraft to blow it out. But but I just checked the voltage on both panels and they're both reading the same, which means none of the internal circuitry was damaged either. So these panels are a lot more durable than we thought they were. We've always been kind of babying them, hoping the glass isn't going to break, and apparently it takes a lot to break a solar panel. Didn't even damage the boat either. That's Gene's boat, so it's one of his project boats. Yeah, that's insane. I'm so glad it didn't fall in the water or actually break, because we just had this nice rack built for our solar panels, and if one of them broke, it means we would have to replace both of them, and the chances of us finding another pair of solar panels that are exactly the same dimension would be almost impossible, and we would have to rebuild this entire rack on top that we just had built. So yeah, really glad it didn't break, and today we're going to actually install them properly so that they won't come out ever again. It looks like it only got damaged in one place. The aluminum frame of the actual panel got bent, but it still fits in the tray, so we don't even need to fix it. The solar panels are all installed and they're looking really good. We got inspired by our friends Bo and Brandy on Sersha, and we even made them so that we can tilt them aft and tilt them forward to maximize our sun exposure when we're in the higher latitudes. And as always, if you guys want the SketchUp file or the dimensions or any more of the details about the install, we'll put all that stuff in the vault so you guys can head over there and check it out. If you guys remember back in the Rio, we also took off our cabin top rails because they were just a single point connection and they were made out of wood, and when they wobbled back and forth, they leaked. So we've been without cabin top rails for the last year, and while the welders were working on our solar arch and the bow pulpit, we had them weld up some cabin top rails as well. These are going to make crawling forward in rough weather a lot easier, and it'll give us something to put our foot against when we're up here working with the mainsail. Last night we marked and over drilled the holes in the deck and took out the core, filled it full of epoxy, and now we're going to re-drill the smaller holes and mount these rails. We also have another one on the inside that are going to be sistered together, so we're going to have an inside rail and an outside rail. Well, this is a little bit of a first. It's cold enough outside that we're having a hard time getting our epoxy to kick. It's been sitting overnight and it's still kind of gummy. We're very used to it being a lot hotter than this when we do epoxy. So we've rigged up the heat gun that's blowing a nice bit of heat onto the epoxy. Ooh, it's actually starting to get kind of hot. Just enough that it heats it up and sort of starts it catalyzing without actually doing any damage. But unfortunately, Kika's editing in a bit of tripod jail.
I can't move.
She's kind of stuck down there.